Hello, you lot. How's it going? I just want to have a little chat with you lot about being a bit more confident. When it comes to your RC cars, right? Just be a bit more confident when it comes to problem solving. Now, we've got to think, right? What can go wrong by trying to problem solve? You've got a problem. You don't know what the problem is because, well, you just don't know. I mean, you haven't learnt that yet. So, what do? You can ask a load of people that are on the internet and they can give you some ideas of what it might be. But the only person who really can know and find out is you, because you're here with it. So I get people ask me all the time. By the way, I'm not moaning about people asking me for help, not at all. That's why I've got the Instagram. If it wasn't for you lot, if it wasn't because I want to help you, I wouldn't have that Instagram. I don't like Instagram. I don't like any social media at all. But I started that Instagram account for this channel so that you lot can find me easily, and I haven't got to give any personal information out like phone numbers and whatnot else. You can just find my Instagram account, send me a message, and I can go through the requests and get rid of all the just people that are just idiots, and find the people that are genuinely asking questions and help them out. I can try to. However, that's difficult sometimes when I haven't got the car with me and I'm trying to just give ideas, and if that person hasn't got any mechanical idea and hasn't got any idea at all, it can be quite difficult, which is not their fault. So if you've asked me a question, I'm not saying that you're at fault. I'm just saying I learned, and the way anybody learned about anything is by just having a look and working it out for yourself. So, for example, this engine's got a bad one-way bearing. It probably won't do it now because I want it to do it. But it's got a bad one-way bearing where a lot of the time it won't work. And you might be able to get enough pull on it if your engine's already hot to get it to start. There's no hope it's trying to start it from cold because it just won't grip. Now, I remember the first ever one-way bearing that I ever encountered that wasn't working. It was on my Savage 21. I was probably 12 or so years old in my bedroom when I lived with my mum and dad. And I wasn't in my bedroom when I was trying to start the car, but from memory, went out the front on the road, wouldn't. I was thinking, well, pull start. What's happening with it? Why isn't it working? But I realised that it wasn't turning the engine over. And I thought to myself, I didn't know there was one-way bearings. I didn't know there was anything in there with the pull start because I was used to lawnmowers and strimmers and things where there's a little mechanism and a little, I don't know what you'd call it, like a little cutout in the pull start, and it goes around and catches on it, and then it goes around, and when the engine's running, it just kind of flicks past it. I thought it might be something similar to that. I didn't know about one-way bearings or anything. I simply took the engine out, took the pull start off to have a look, to see what was in there. And then I realised that there was this little bearing thing that appeared to grip on the shaft when it was going one way and didn't grip the other way. And my one was not gripping either way most of the time. So I went to the shop and I said, look, I don't think this is working. He said, that's a one-way bearing. Okay, that happens all the time. Extremely common. Here's a new one. Blah, blah, blah. So many pence probably back then. Put it on. There we go. I learned how that works. I get people all the time saying that the pull start won't pull no more. It's just a one-way bearing. So all I'm trying to say is the way you learn about stuff is by having a look. And the way I often think is, if it's not working now, I can't use it. So I'm no worse off if I take it apart to have a look. I mean, alright, I could break something else and make myself a bit in a bad situation and have to replace something else as well. But if you've got the attitude of, I'm not going to look at it in case I break something else, you're never going to learn anything. So if you want to learn how something works and to mend it yourself and just to get it going so you can use it, I highly suggest whatever it is on your RC car which isn't working, you have a look. Yeah, just take it apart and you'll learn how it comes apart at the very least. Even if you take it apart and you still don't know how to mend it, because just from taking something apart doesn't mean that you're going to automatically know how to mend it because you've now got it in bits. No. Taking something apart, you might be able to see what is not working or what is broken and go, oh, bloody hell. Yeah, it's that. Now I've got the bits off and I can see that's what's broken. Okay. Don't know what it's called, but I can go now to the model shop and say, look, this is broken. And they'll know what it's called and they'll be able to get me a new one. And then I can just put it back together. And now I know. I've learned how it comes apart. I've learned what that part is and it's broken and if it's common or not common and what it does. And I've also learned how to mend it, put it back together, and now it runs. That's another thing in your head. You've learned something. So if it happens again, you'll already know. Save yourself a lot of time. You'll be like, it's broken again. All right, take it apart, mend it. A lot less time. And it's a puzzle. Anything is a puzzle. Not just RC cars, but anything is a puzzle. And the more you just go for it, to try and put that puzzle together, you have to deconstruct it to put it together. Weirdly enough, the better it is for you. Now, I recently had a person send me a message. I think he had a Savage 25 and his carburetor was flapping around, and I really wanted, it was difficult for me because obviously I wasn't there, but he was sending me little videos and pictures. Now this here, I know this isn't a Savage 25, but it's all roughly the same. This is the little bolt with a little pin on it, and it pinches the carb together, pinches the thing around it, holds the carburetor tight and creates a seal. If you undo this, it can still be, you think it's still, you know, still creates, it's still stuck in there, but you just have to wiggle it, a bit of prying it out, it can come out. But sometimes, even with this done up, it can still be quite loose. And in these little videos he was sending me, his carburetor was loose, flapping around, but he reckoned that the bolt was tight, holding the carburetor on. Now, this, you know, I really wanted to just grab hold of myself. He reckoned the carburetor wouldn't come out. Now, they will come out. They can be stubborn. They can get stuck. The little collar in there, some of them have a little plastic, I don't know what it is, I'm assuming it's plastic, little plastic collar thing that can come loose and flap around and cause it not to get tight and all kinds of stuff. But there's nothing else to it. So you've literally just got to undo that pin, take it out completely, or take it out. Some of them don't come out completely unless the carburetor's out, but different designs. But you'll work it out, that's the key. Pry on that carburetor, you might need a little bit of heat, you might need to, just be careful with it. But it will come out. Get it out. Have a look inside. There's nothing to it. It's literally a sleeve going into a hole. Whatever you want to say about it, that's what it is. So, just by having a look, I know he's fixed it now. He didn't tell me what the problem was and how he mended it, but he sent me a message to say he's mended it. That I was very pleased about, because he mended it. You know, he mended something. If the carburetor's flapping around, you can't get it to tighten up. You take the pin out, you can't get the carburetor out. You think to yourself, oh, what now? It won't tighten up, so I can't run it. I can't get it out to try and mend it, to see what's going on, because it won't come out. Perseverance, patience, stay calm, and you will mend it. You will do it. You will. Even if you have to go and have some dinner, go for a walk, or leave it a couple of days, come back with a clear head. Things come together. And this person done it. So what I'm trying to say is, if something's not working, don't just go, oh no, I'm going to let someone else try and work it out. But if you do it, it's for you. Kind of reminds me about, remember when we were kids and we were in school, and you know, every kid done it, probably. You got your mate next to you, you know, doing his work or her work. And you don't know the answers to these questions on this exercise book that the teacher's given you. You ain't got a clue. You think, oh, I just don't know how to do this. You look over at your mate and he's writing down all these answers. You just have a little peek, didn't you? Oh, I'll write that down. Now, those answers might be wrong, in which case you're both in the same boat, and the teacher will know that you copied each other because they're exactly the same, but that's not the point. The point is, if those answers are right, you've written down those answers, they're right. But you've not learned how to do that, have you? You've not learned how to do those maths questions. You've not learned how to do that English, whatever the topic is. You've just copied it and put it on yours, and now the teacher thinks you know it, and you might think, aha, I've done this, I've conquered this. Someone else has done it for me, but I've done it now. But you don't know it, do you? You've not learned it. It's the same thing. It's not cheating, asking somebody else to mend your RC car for you. Of course it's not cheating. But if someone else does it, you don't know how to do it. You've not learned anything, you've not progressed in life with it. And if it happens again, you're not going to really know how to mend it. You're probably going to have a look at it and go, well, I think we've done that. I think he did that. I don't know. And you'll have to go around again, wasting more time and whatever. Whereas if you just work it out, you mend it yourself, you've learned something. If it happens again, oh, that's happened again. 10 minutes, mended. See what I mean? A little bit more confidence, and a lot of you out there will go along a lot further with your hobby that you must be interested in if you're in it. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm not saying, like I say, any of you can contact that Instagram and ask me a question. If you don't know how to mend your car, you want some advice, no problem at all. But I always try to encourage people, anyone, to just have a look for themselves and try to work something out, you know, just to have a clear head and just try to work it out, because it'll be much better for you to do it yourself. So, you know, that's what it is. But that's enough of that. Check this out, you lot. I've been working reasonably hard to try and get some new stickers. I just cannot. I mean, look, I've used a different company called Briefcase Graphics this time. It cost me an arm and a leg for one blooming sheet of stickers, and I'm still not happy with them. I mean, I asked for, to be fair, I did give the go-ahead. I did say, yeah, okay, no, fair enough. But I still wasn't really happy, you know, after seeing them now in person. I'm not happy at all, really. These are supposed to be, like, it's difficult to try and get, I mean, obviously, going back on my own advice here now, the only way for me to get what I want, really, would be for me to design it myself, which I've tried doing, but I'm not a bloody graphic designer. You know, I've got Photoshop and that kind of stuff comes with the package that I buy, with the software that I use to edit these videos. So, got that, and I've sat there for a few hours trying to design the sticker, but I can't get it how I want it because I'm not a graphic designer. So I've been paying proper professional graphic designers to design the sticker design for me. But no one seems to be able to get what I want. I just want a bloody, like an old abandoned shop sign where the letters are all got moss growing on them, and the metal frame's a bit rusty and it's all falling down, a bit dilapidated, haggard, you know. But no one gets it. And this bloke, bless him, he's done quite a good job at designing some kind of Halloween sticker for me, where it looks like it's just dripping. But I'm not happy with it. And it's difficult to try and get exactly what I want, unless I do it myself. So I'm probably going to have to bloody enroll in a graphic design course or something like that to get what I want. But I'd have to sell them about £10 a sticker in order to get me money back. So it's one of them tricky things. But they're the stickers I've got at the moment. I've got one sheet of them. I don't know how many's on a sheet. I think it's like 20 or something like that. So yeah, stickers. Those of you that are asking for stickers, I've been trying to get them, but I'm just not happy with them. And I don't really want to sell stickers that I'm not happy with. I did that before, and I just, every time someone bought one, I just think to myself, I'm not happy with these. Why am I selling them? So there we go. Stickers. They will be coming. I will get there eventually. I'm just going to have to sit there longer and longer and longer and learn how to do graphic design myself until I get what I want. And then I can get them printed. But there we go, stickers. So I just wanted to say, A little bit of advice for the beginners. Bit of patience. If something's already broken, you're not going to make it worse. Well, you could do, but probably not. The only thing you will do, if you take it apart and you don't manage to mend it, or you break something else, you've learned something. So it's never, ever, ever a foul. Never a foul, because you've learned something. Even if you broke it, you can't put it back together, you forget where things go, you've learned something. It's not a foul, it's a progression. So there we go. I'll see you lot on the next one. Take care, all the best. And if you want to win a Traxxas T-Max for the Ukraine mission thingamajig charity, whatchamacallit thing, link in the description. It ends on the 30th of April. You win yourself a Traxxas T-Max for the price of it. Cheerio.